Hello, my name is Alfredo. Welcome to my piano space-time. In this video you will find my study discussion about a contemporary piece from the Italian composer Daniela Mastrandrea. Daniela lives in Italy and in particular she's from Puglia. Puglia is a beautiful region in the southern part of Italy. In case you have in mind in future to arrange a trip to visit this beautiful country, I would suggest to consider in your itinerary a few spots to visit this wonderful region. The particular piece we'll be discussing about has the title Danza Lenta, slow dance. It is part of a collection of 14 pieces. The title of the collection is Mondi Paralleli. I guess that it could be translated as simultaneous worlds, or perhaps parallel worlds, I don't know. Danza Lenta, I believe, is a marvelous example about how intensely expressive, graceful, sensitive the musical world that Daniela is offering us is in general. And more in particular, here we are in front of one of those pieces where Daniela shows her miracle capability of creating a musical jewel by crafting an essential set of sounds, accomplishing magic but remaining on a level of simplicity in technical terms. Probably if you are following this video, you might be at the beginner level of your studies with the piano, and so I could guess that after having a quick look at the music score of Danza Lenta, you might be a bit concerned, or even more than a bit concerned, by seeing here and there double notes in the musical texture. Well, with this video, one of the aims that I have is to do my best to provide you with some simple basic working tools that I believe could help you melt down these concerns and hesitancy, showing you how simple actually can be to address these concerns and then open your way to walk through the magic, intimacy and the beauty of this piece. It's time to start with our musical score, and so we'll focus first on the first two bars, and we start with a preparatory step, a propedeutic step, and you have to refer to this that will looks perhaps a bit of brutal, but like what a sculpture, imagine to be a sculpture that has received in his shop a marble cube, and then he has in mind to carve out of this cube a beautiful image, right? But I guess that most likely the very first strikes with the chisel on this marble cube will be rather, how to say, profound, assertive, because it will be a very different stage compared to what the sculptor will be doing later when he shall smoothen the shape, polish the surface and so on. I'm pretty sure that the physical action in his work will express at very different levels in those different steps. And in a way, I believe this is a good image for the steps of our work. So what I suggest you to start with is to do a basic exercise to develop a sort of three-dimensional awareness at the piano when having in front this piece and with the task of producing the notes. So right now we want to achieve fullness, comfort, solidity, because from this point it will come later the step of smoothening and becoming more delicate and sensitive, but that will be our conscious action coming out from a position of solidity and won't be a sort of inevitable, mellow kind of the weak delicacy that is not actually what it helps us to be expressive in the way we want to be. So how we do this? We want to play non-legato a few times, several times, as many times you want, these two bars, non-legato, and at each key strike, each time that you repeat it, you want to add a slight amount of confidence, of solidity, of relaxation. Relaxation is a dangerous word because each action that we do is a combination of a contraction, otherwise we couldn't produce the sound by a mechanical action on the key, and a quick search for relaxation. Let's do it. Try that a few times. It's that easy, it's that difficult. I expect that you will slip off the keys a few times at the beginning. That's why we are doing this process. And while doing that, these incidents will tend to disappear because you develop the right posture, the right configuration for each of these notes. And repeating that several times over a few days will kind of build in our, unconscious background the sensation for each of those notes of where our body is feeling comfortable in playing that key. The next step is to gradually move towards the legato ideal rendering of this figuration. So now we start reducing the disconnections, and why not? We start also reducing the energy in our action because our final aim is a piano. And you can try right away with your instrument, with your environment, according to your taste, if using the soft pedal might be a good idea or not. Just if you use the soft pedal, keep in mind that your action on the key should be generally relatively deep, relatively assertive in a way, because otherwise the sound really risks to become pale and to be lost. I'm using the soft pedal now. choose the speed that make you feel comfortable now, and you can even slow down between two specific notes if you need that at this stage. Be absolutely free, search for comfort and solidity. We try now to be legato, but with a bit of consciousness that the base is the place from where our movement starts. So it's that place that allows us to rise. Okay? We start from here. There is a direction that aims to that note on the third quarter. Here is the E flat, and later is the C. A few times, and then we have to start to think about our tempo. Well, I would suggest to search for Daniela's own performance of this piece. You might even check and note down the metronomic value to not to lose, the reference. Something I didn't do yet, I apologize. However, I feel to perform this lento, slow, an idea might be to search for a nice synchronization between your breathing and your musical action. And why not? It might be possible, perhaps, that bar 1 is an inhale and bar 2 is an exhale in the final tempo. This doesn't mean that you can maintain this breathing rhythm all along the piece until the very end. In the same way, if you do a nice long walk, when you start breathing, probably you can breathe at relatively lower frequency compared to what you will be doing after 20 minutes. This is physiologically very natural, and I believe is something like the same thing here. And so gradually we move towards our speed. To search a nice meeting with my breathing. Inhaling, now I reached more or less the tempo that I guess is kind of final. I want now to try to make it more fluid, less arithmetical. And what I'm doing now, I want to keep my flow on the base rhythm point pillars. So easier to do than to say. Gradually I fill up. Final touch, we add the resonance pedal, and you will feel probably that the reaction of the keys, their mechanical action is slightly changing, because with the pedal you are lifting the dampers, so there is one mechanical element that has been taken away in what you are doing with your arms and fingers, because your foot simply is acting on a lever that removes that mechanical items from the mechanics of the kit. Just to be aware, because initially you might feel that something is changing physically under your fingers, and you need to develop a bit of new familiarity with the new way of reacting of the keys under your keys. And you see, you can really, now you can let your arm flow free. You start really dancing slowly with this beautiful thing that you are doing. It's so beautiful. And listen to this. If you reach this point in your studying and you developed a reasonable degree of comfort and confidence, you have done 40% of what you need to go through the entire piece. Yes, 40%, believe me. The rest will be a down-going walk over the hill. You are doubtful? Stay with me, I hope I will convince you through the next steps. Alright, second line. Second line, we have in the left hand exactly what you've done until now, so we don't have much to be concerned, except that later we will merge together what the left hand has done until now with what the right hand will be doing. So right hand, the same process. We have the double note. Oh, what shall we do? Do you feel comfortable in taking the first harmonic interval right away? Yes, good. No, better. In the sense that if, I don't know, you feel a bit stiff, awkward, because until now you didn't, practice double note pieces, starts like that. Let's add other notes to this B chord. The thumb and, I don't know, the three. If you want even five notes together, like this splashing. Splash your hand and now search for that paradox of piano technique of the solid hand and fingers and the relaxed arm. Relaxed arm because he works together with gravity to produce the energy that you need at the key to deliver the strike on the key. Easy and nice and full and relaxed. The end, you must feel a sensation of structural solidity, sort of kind stiffness. You want to see your finger curved. You should be able in a way to hold a little ball here, like a tennis ball under your hand. So let's now remove one unnecessary note. Let's see what Daniela wants us to keep, that is the E flat and the C. We keep the thumb also and the G. How does it feel? Now let's remove whatever you want. I decide to remove the G, it's not written. I want to be relaxing my arm. And the fingers are the guardians of that point in which the energy from your arm that is delivered through the muscles in your shoulder are the guardians of the transfer from your body to the key up to the strings to produce the sound. And now let's take out the thumb, it's not there, and we are with the notes that we find on the music score. Play it several times, as many times as you need to feel comfortable on these two notes. At the beginning they are not together, just do it, and over a few days they will come together. Let's keep going. Same thing, in case you feel, I don't know, still uncomfortable, no problem, add keys. Whatever keys make your hand to find, that's so easy, so comfortable. And it's even a nice chord, by the way. And then you remove the notes that are not written. You see where I am? Now I remove. Then again. Here again. Oh, is it a bit unstable perhaps at the beginning? I add notes. Look what I'm doing. You can add other notes that make you feel comfortable, even with the three. Whatever you want. So comfortable. Now I remove after a while unnecessary notes. Daniela wants F and B flat, so or I remove the fourth perhaps, and then I remove the thumb. One bar is adequate for your work at the beginning, right? Now for my presentation, for practical convenience, I prefer to couple this with the next bar, but just stay there and repeat a few times as it serves your need to become comfortable with that. Same process. I removed the right note, poor E flat, sorry. I removed this note. This is what I want at the end. And be generous, don't worry, move that arm, let it be free, because each of these B chords has its own specific special position that is mating with your body specific spatial position, and right now we just care about finding that. There is a reason why the keys are so long. And your arm is free to move forward, backward, aside, rotate. I'm playing non-legato. Okay, my rough carving, I think I reached a point of sufficient confidence that might need a few days of repetitions. Now I start reducing the disconnection, but without maniacally searching in this case for a physical connectivity. This slur, I believe, is not what it needs to be, and this is so often applied to piano playing. These slurs can be a trap, because depending on what you need to do under your fingers, searching for physical connections might bring harm to the fluidity and destroy the sense of legato. We have eventually the pedal, that is a beautiful tool, and in some cases the pedal is what? Coupled with a fluid choreography in your arm and hand makes the illusion of a beautiful legato. That's a bit the trick. So gradually I reduce my disconnections. As long as it is comfortable, I press my soft pedal. I start now searching for a sound more coherent with the piano indication we have. as slow as you need. And now let's move gradually to our final tempo. I'll take again that idea of searching for a nice pairing between my breathing and the music. In this case, could work very well, I think. Pedal, resonance pedal. And now it's the moment to put together our hands. Let's be kind, let's be gradual. We can slow down the tempo, we can remove notes initially. So beautiful. And pedal, one pedal action for one bar here. Let me see what it happens if I change the pedal in the middle. I prefer to keep the bass all through the bar. And a bit of focus perhaps on the treble notes, 5, the little P. Try to help him to be, I'm the important guy here. So and down, what happens? Here we have the nice chord. Let it go after you press it. Okay, do this really as propedeutic thing. press also with the fourth, the key that you find comfortable, to search for solidity in your sensation. And then I remove the note that is not written. And here the left hand apparently is doing what it was doing before, but I have this chord that is bothering her, so things must become easier than what they look, and what I'm doing is that the first two notes with the left hand here, and then in here, gradually you go at tempo. Without pedal at the beginning to understand clearly what you're doing, and at the very end you add the resonance pedal. And by the way, in case, despite the hard work I'm sure you did on the first line where the left hand was playing alone, in case you feel still a bit of uneasiness because you start the piece, you are cold and everything is exposed and there are these black keys and so on, I think you will not commit any particular sins if you decide to split the first line among the two hands. Actually, I think it might become even a beautiful choreography where the two hands are playing together. Look. Once the left hand is a bit hidden underneath the singing line, it will feel a bit more comfortable. Alright, so what have we done until now? We have covered the entire page 1 because the next line is exactly repeating what we found in the second line. So have you seen that I think what took us longer time was to work on the first two bars, then similar work for a couple of bars in second line, and we are done, and we already are capable of expressing such a beauty coming from these few notes here. Unbelievable. Okay, it's time to move on. Alright, here we are at bar 13, beginning of page 2. So let's go on with a few considerations that I hope could help your work in learning this piece. Of course, same process to start our outlining, rough outlining of the situation, what I explained at the very beginning. And so non-legato, single notes, playing them with, the wholeness of our action in a three-dimensional space, right? And by the way, it comes to my mind now a thought that is, I was slightly naughty, that was unintentional before, because this thing about playing single notes, trying to be full in your action, is actually a fundamental and substantial technical problem in piano technique. So I'm saying this to tell you, don't despair if for some time you find that this action is not actually that easy as it might look. And and I realize why this came into my mind right now, because here you are seeing we are moving away from the center line of our torso, okay?